What up, YouTube? I'm coming back at y'all with another video. You see, we got the vet next to us. We just did a cam in this thing, and unfortunately, a lifter failed. Ask the customer what kind of lifters he got. Tell me why he got some $150, $140 lifters.
Oh, hell no! Hell no! What?
I'll put a screenshot of the link he sent me here.
Jesus! Hello? Jesus! 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 Hachi! Jesus! Jesus!
Unfortunately, we got to tear back into this thing. Hood's got to come off. Fans got to come out. Radiators got to come out. Pretty much the whole thing we did in the last video. So if you guys didn't see that video, check it out. This one, we're not going to get so into depth about setting the timing and all that, but just more into depth on why you don't use cheap parts. And when you have a lifter stuck in the engine, what you do to get it out without it damaging the lifter board or any of the extra nonsense. So we're going to go ahead and tear into this thing today. I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys for all the support, subscribing, watching. Everything means a lot because we're now monetized on the channel. So let's go ahead and run these views up. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the above if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get it.
Oh man, look what's back in here.
Look who it is!
I wonder why it's back. We're gonna have to start tearing these valve covers off. Car only lasted a few days. Sounds like a lifter failed, so we're pulling it apart now to see what's going on. Y'all stay tuned. We got the air box out the way, alternator out the way, so we can get to this one little tin right here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop the valve cover off now. We'll leave the coil packs on, get the valve cover off, and inspect this side, because this is where the noise was coming from. It was like in between these two cylinders. Just got the passenger side valve cover off. That one seems good. That one seems good. That one good, 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 good. No good. Lifter collapsed. Look at that. This lifter broke. This one seems to be good. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna have to pull the heads regardless, but we know that we got one broken lifter. We'll get these rocker arms off and then we'll inspect the other side. Got the driver's side head pretty much completely disassembled. We got spark plugs, we got the bolts, we got the intake loose, all the wiring. We're gonna go ahead, remove the intake. We got it loose on both sides and we got everything detached from it except for this one hose here that connects to the valley plate underneath. So we'll go ahead, pull the intake off. Intake is off. We're gonna go ahead, pull the spark plugs and the wires off the passenger side over here, and then we'll get the exhaust taken down. I did get the car up on jack stands underneath, so we'll drain the oil, and I'm gonna start draining the coolant out of the radiator at the same time. Got the lifter soaking, some Mobile 1. We'll let these sit while we tear the rest of the car apart. So I went ahead and pulled the head. So just as I suspected, you can hear the wheel is broken.
Oh shit, it fell off.
On the bottom of the lifter, so unfortunately the cam is going to have to come out to get this out. Oh, I'm sure you guys can see that cam low. It's destroyed.
It's destroyed.
This is a brand new cam from BTR, but it's got eBay lifter, so that lifter's stuck in that bore. So thinking we're just gonna pull the head, swap the lifters. I was thinking one of the plungers collapsed in the lifter, but nope. So all the front suspension shit and everything, radiator, all that, gotta come out. The customer's gonna order up the cam from GPI. Got the hood out of our way, clears up so much space in the front. You see with the heads are off. This is where we left off last time. We were just waiting for the cam to come in. We got our GPI cam, it's a SS2 LT. We got head gaskets, exhaust manifold gaskets, because the aftermarket ones were pretty thin. These are a lot thicker. I like running the OEM no matter what headers. Cooks makes a good set, but you can see we got a 0-degree limiter. We got crankshaft seal or harmonic balancer seal, water pump gaskets, oil filter. They didn't have any AC Delcos. That's what I usually run on the LT, so they matched the price of the AC Delco for the K&N, so can't beat that. Got a set of head bolts from Michigan Motorsports, So we're gonna go ahead and start getting this cam pulled out. Let's get it. Somebody in the comments asked how to get the harmonic balancer off. If you take the rack loose, you take the sway bar bolts loose. There's one bolt that goes to the top, one to the side, and then the ABS pump. And then you disconnect the steering shaft. You can actually pull it enough and lift the engine up. Then you can use this slim pulley removal tool. Works for all the GMs and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead, get 18 millimeter on the front of that, and then we'll crank that pulley off. Got to do it by hand because it's so close to the motor, but regardless, it just makes it a lot easier than pulling that whole electronic rack out. I actually had to switch it for this style here. So let's go ahead, get that harmonic balancer off. All right, we got the timing cover off. We got the engine set to top dead center. So we're gonna go ahead, take the cam bolt out, and then we'll rotate the engine a little advanced where that opening is where the oil pump is, and you'll be able to slide the gear out. Don't forget to set your tensioner as well, because you will never get the chain off if you don't tension that puppy. And you can see how the chain walks off. Once you get it off this way, you just gotta figure out how to get the gear from the chain. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. You can see the cam was right where it needed to be in the correct hole. Wasn't off, or a lot of people say that you can't do it that way because you can never get the pin lined up properly, but you can see firsthand.
I want you all to show some respect.
All right, so I got a vice grips holding the lifter up. I don't want to force it upwards because it'll damage that lifter bore. And then I got a magnet there. I got a magnet here to put on once I pull the cam all the way out. I'm gonna go ahead, take that cam bolt out so I can get the cam the rest of the way, but the wheel is completely broken. So just enough to pass through here. You can see the lope that got damaged. So that's why we couldn't reuse the cam, because it beat up that lope real bad. You can see a little better now. That lope is completely damaged. So any lifter that went on there would have got tore up. Rest of the cam looks good. Let's go ahead, get the lifter out. I stuck another magnet in there just so it'll hold the lifter up. I slowly snuck a piece of cardboard in there so we don't mess up the cam bearings, but you can see the cardboard goes back a ways. We're gonna go ahead and drop the lifter out and get it to land right in here. I'm gonna remove this other big magnet and I'm gonna stick that in here as well, so we can try to catch this lifter as I push it down. Okay, it's going. I'm gonna actually grab this magnet, go through the top of the lifter hole to kind of control it. Almost out. Yeah, that's too close. So we're gonna have to ditch the cardboard. I got two magnets on it. We're gonna ditch. Ooh, shit. Grab it through the top here so it doesn't drop in the engine. Work it out. Ooh. So you can see the lifter just came apart. I'm gonna see if I can find these chunks when I drain the oil. I'm sure it fell down to the winch tray. All right, you can see we got our lock in place. The tension's off. So we're gonna take all these bolts out except for this one. This one you just do about a half a turn, enough to be able to swivel this up. Once we get all these 4 bolts out, we'll go ahead and take this 19 out so we can swivel this plate up. We'll get the other lockout out and put the new one in. Got those 4 loose. Let's go ahead, pull them out, and then we'll get that 19 out. I'm gonna use 2 pick tools to get it out. I can grab it with my hand, and let's get the new one in place. Don't want to mix them up. One's BTR, one's GPI, but the GPI one doesn't say anything on it. See it there. So we'll go ahead, push it in there, lock it out, put this back down here, and then we'll get our nut, put that back in play. Gotta use that red Loctite. All back together. So we got it set to top dead center for the cam. So now we're gonna rotate the engine backwards once we get the gear on the chain. We're gonna get the engine and the gear right on top dead center, and then we'll push it up on the cam and just look on the backside and make sure the dial is flush. I like to set the cam at TDC and leave it there. That way when we rotate the engine back and get the gear and the crank lined up on TDC, the gear just slides right on, and then you put some Loctite and torque the bolt down. All right, we're at top dead center. Cam is flush in the back of the hole. See, it's flush right up at TDC. So we'll go ahead, get the cam bolt in, get it torqued down. We'll pop the tensioner loose, and then we'll turn the motor over. Make sure when it goes back to TDC, everything lines up. And for extra measures, I'm gonna go ahead and put my endoscope down in there and just make sure I can see the dot on the crank facing straight up. Just put my endoscope down there, but you can see that pink right there. That's actually top dead center. It's pointing right at the one right here in the front, which is top dead center. They're both pointing at that piece of the oil pump right there, so we know it's dead on. Got the new seal for the timing cover. Let's go ahead and get that put in. We'll get silicone on the timing cover since we got all the surfaces all cleaned up, and get that sealed up. Let's go. Timing cover is on. Let's go ahead, get harmonic balancer on. Harmonic balancer is on. I was getting all the head bolt holes blown out. I'm gonna let the compressor catch up, and then I'm gonna blow all the piston areas out. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get the lifters and the lifter tray. We had them soaking for a few days, probably about 4 days now since we've been waiting on the cam. And then we need a lash cap for the fuel pump. I didn't realize that it didn't come with the cam and the customer didn't order it, so I'm gonna get one of those ordered up first thing in the morning. Lifters are in, head gaskets are on both sides. We got front and front. We're gonna go ahead, just blow everything out, wipe everything down one more time, and then we'll throw the cylinder heads in place. We got our torque specs pulled up. Cylinder heads are on. Let's get to torquing. It's one of the hardest parts of the job. All right, y'all, so we're on to the next day. You can see progress jump crazy. Fans in, water pumps on, hoses are hooked up. I got to a stopping point last night after I got the rocker arms and the coil packs, spark plugs, everything's in. I went to Outlaw this morning. Last piece of the puzzle. Shout out to Outlaw.
Let's give it up for them.
They sold me a lash cap. I got it installed on the high pressure pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fuel injectors out the heads. Got the injectors out the way. So we'll throw the plate on with the high pressure pump, get all the fuel lines on with the injectors and everything all back in place. Injectors are in, fuel lines are on. I got Loctite on all the joints, Loctite on the high pressure pump bolts. Got everything plugged in, all the red safety tabs down. I just blew all the cylinders out with air, put a light in there to make sure no foreign objects were in there.
You do not belong in there. Get out.
We're gonna put the padding on and throw the intake on, get all the coil packs plugged up, and then I just gotta get the dipstick bolted down. All right, we got everything all hooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off of this side. We got oil in the engine. We drained whatever was left over, and I did put a magnet in. I got a couple of chunks of the lifter out. So we're gonna go ahead, hook up the battery real quick, and we'll start this beast up. All right, I just ran the starter over in the fuse box, just so we can prime up everything. Let's go ahead, disconnect this, since the steering is hooked back up to neutral.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Dead battery. Let me get my jump box. Well, battery's dead. My jump box is dead. So I'm just gonna charge up my jump box, and then once it charges up, we'll go ahead and fire the car up. It cranks like it's got great compression. It just needs to fill all the fuel lines and get the high pressure pump going. We'll get all the air out the system, get it filled up with coolant, and then hopefully by then we'll be able to fire the vehicle up. All right, getting the vacuum pulled down. Got a bucket full of Dex Cool here. Just waiting for the air compressor to catch back up, and then we'll fill the system up. Get the coolant going in, pulling down. We'll get the system filled up, and then we'll get it fired up. Got the daily hooked up. Just charging up the battery a little bit while the jump pack charges, so try to get some juice back in this thing. It's been sitting on the Hyundai for a while, so let's see if it fires up. I'm anxious.
Yo, you got the juice now, man.
Good oil pressure, no lights. See how it sounds. Sounds good. Go check and see how this thing drives. The customer wants to drive it 6 miles to the dyno rather than paying $100 and some for a tow. I'm gonna go drive it around the block, see how it goes. Let's go. Get that start up. Oh, foot on the brake too. Sounds good. Get that oil pressure, baby. Idling on its own. I'm not pressing the gas yet. I cannot see nothing out of here. Gotta make sure the car is not coming. Driving pretty good. Yeah, this thing is cruising down the road nice and smooth. So that'll wrap it up for the video on this Corvette. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe. A lot more to come if we do any more mods or anything on this one. Just don't run cheap lifters. If you're building your car and you're watching this video and you got some cheap lifters, don't run them. Just go get some Johnsons or some legit LS7s from somebody reputable like BTR or CompCam or any of the other companies, GPI. A lot of companies carry them. I would go with that so you have some sort of backing and you have that authentication, because there's a lot of knockoffs out there. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more content to come.